Okay, so today we're going to talk about closed syllables. And in order to talk about closed syllables, we need to first talk about short vowels. Can you tell me the vowels?
A, U,
Let's do it in order.
E, I, O, U.
Now, how do they sound when they're short? Okay. Let me write them so you can look at them. How do they sound when they're short? Okay. So when we have short vowels, they make those sounds. They don't say their name, do they?
No.
Okay. So, okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about closed syllables, because if you can learn about the syllables, you can read really big words. And that's our goal, right? To be able to decode really big words. Now, we're going to start off with really small words, and we're going to talk about syllables. So we know that did you know? Well, let me ask you if you know. What does every syllable have to have?
One.
Every syllable has to have a vowel. Every syllable has to have a vowel. Okay? That's just the way the English language works. It's pretty cool, huh? Don't take the lids off until it's time. Okay. So we're going to be talking about closed vowels, and I'm going to teach you what a not a closed vowel, closed syllable is. When we have a vowel followed by a consonant, and N is a consonant, right? What sound does the vowel make? Ah. Short. Okay? You don't have to write that. Okay? Anytime you have a vowel followed by a consonant, what sound is the vowel going to make? It's going to make the short or long? Short sound. Okay? So if you look at these words, they all have vowels behind them. And let's look at the sound of the vowels. An, in, on. That's a closed syllable because there's a vowel, there's a consonant behind a vowel. Okay? So we can make words bigger. Let's look at a vowel, a consonant, vowel, a consonant, vowel, consonant. Here's a consonant. Here's a vowel. That's an H. Okay. What sound does the O make? Ah. Is that long or short? Short. Because there's a consonant behind the vowel. I don't want to know the letter. Okay. So when you're reading, if you can learn how to break your words into syllables, you can read really big words because you're breaking them into small syllables or chunks, and you're going to read them together. And I'm going to show you how we break words down when we have a closed syllable. Because sometimes, is it hard sometimes to know if it's a long vowel or a short vowel?
Yes.
Okay, so how do we know it's a short vowel? What's behind a short vowel in a
Because there's a consonant next to it.
Very good. So when we see a consonant next to a vowel, it's going to make the vowel say a short sound. Did you know that?
Like if there's
now that's new information, isn't it?
If there's not a consonant in front of it, it makes
a long sound.
Yeah.
Okay? And we're going to talk about that on a different day. Okay. So we've seen a lot of examples of what a short, of what a closed syllable looks like. But y'all are past the words hot. You're in 3rd grade. You know how to read hot. You know how to read cat. You know how to read in. But let's look at some bigger words, okay? We're going to try some bigger words, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So take your markers, okay? I want you to write the word C-O, and I don't want you to say the word. I just want you to write it nice and big. C-O-N-T-E-S-T. Now, if you already know this word, don't say anything, okay? C-O-N-T-E-S-T. We're going to look for the closed syllables. Now, how many, let's underline the vowels, okay? Underline the vowels. We have an O and we have an E. Now, we talked about what does every syllable have to have?
A consonant.
No. Every syllable has to have a
short vowel.
not necessarily a short vowel, but just a
Vowel. No.
every syllable has to have a vowel. So how many vowels do we have in this word?
Two.
We have 2 vowels in this word. So how many syllables does this word have?
5. Wait, no. 2.
2. There are 2 vowels, so there are 2 syllables. Okay? Whoa, hold on. We're going to talk about how we split those in half, but don't get ahead of me, okay? All right. Is there a closed syllable? So if we have 2, look, we have 2 vowels here, okay? Now, when you have 2 vowels, and look at your vowel. Look at your vowel, your first vowel. It's an O, okay? Is it followed by a consonant?
Yes.
What consonant?
N.
N. So is this open or closed?
Close.
It's a closed syllable. So what sound does the O make?
Small.
Long or short?
Short.
Short. So let's read. Okay. So, and then look here. Look at what we have here. We have 2 consonants next to each other. That's where you split and you start a new syllable. So draw a line here. This is where, yes, you have done this in 2nd grade. We have split our word into how many syllables? 2. So once you do that, you can read the first syllable and then read the second syllable. Is this going to be long or short?
Short.
This one's going to be short too, because what's behind this E?
S.
An S, and an S is a what?
Consonant.
An S is a consonant. So now we're going to read this syllable, con, and now we're going to read this syllable, test. So let's put it together now. Contest. Very good. Now, oh, no, not just yet. Let's just talk about this some more. So what is the rule in order for us to have a short vowel sound?
There has to be a consonant.
There has to be a consonant behind it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that makes it a closed what?
Vowel.
Closed syllable.
Consonant.
Closed syllable. So a closed syllable means there's a consonant behind the vowel. Okay?
If you have 2 consonants, that means you have to split.
If you have 2 vowels, that means you have how many syllables?
2.
2. All right. Let's find another word in here. Let's try this one. Now, don't say the word because we're going to practice together, okay? We're just going to spell it and look at it. You might already know the word, but we can use this for bigger words. W-I-N-T-E-R. Write the word. W-I-N. Don't do that yet. Don't get ahead. Just write the word. W-I-N-T-E-R. Okay, what's our first step? Let's pretend like we don't know this word. Maybe you don't know it, maybe you do know it, but what is our first step when we're trying to figure out a bigger word? Find the vowels. Good. Underline the vowels. Okay. What are our vowels? You look at that, not at my paper. There you go.
I and E.
Don't tell him the answer. I want him to figure it out for himself. Okay, so I and E are our vowels. Is there a consonant behind I?
Yes.
Yes, what is our consonant?
N.
So what sound does the I make?
I.
Very good. Are there two consonants together?
Yes.
Okay, that's where you divide it. Now let's look at our second vowel. Is there a consonant behind it?
Yes.
Okay, and so what? Now, this one's not going to sound like, this one's going to sound a little different because look at what's behind this E.
R.
R. Y'all have heard of R controlled, right?
Yes.
R controlled vowels. So it's going to have a different sound. Do you remember what sound it's going to make with an ER? R. Very good.
The R is the boss.
Very good. Okay. So now let's look at the first syllable. Let's tell me what it says. The first syllable. Wind. Now tell me what the second syllable says. Ter. So can you imagine using this with bigger words?
It could be a lot easier if you find the vowels than it is.
It's a lot easier if you find the vowels and you figure out where to split your syllables, right? This is just one example. There are 6 different types of syllables. So what kind of syllable is this called? What kind of syllable are we talking about here?
I-E. No.
Closed syllable. Closed syllable. You got to remember that, okay?
Why is it called closed syllable?
It's closed because there's a consonant behind the vowel.
That's how it's
That
spelled.
closes it off. If it was open, it wouldn't have the short sound. It would have the...
Oh, so like a
For
door?
example, let's look at this word right here. So let me show you the difference. Is there a consonant behind this vowel right here?
No.
Okay. So does this word say ta? Is it short or is it long?
Ooh.
Two, right? It's the long vowel because there's no consonant behind it. Does that make sense?
So it could be. You can know because if there's
So,
no line.
Let me show you this example because I think you should see the difference between open and closed. This one is open. You don't have to write it. You can put your lids on your markers and just look. This one is open. Why?
Because
There's no consonant back there. This one, is it open or closed?
Open. Wait, closed.
Closed because there's a consonant behind the vowel. So what sound does this I make? I, right?
Him.
Him. Very good. So what if I take the M off? Is this hit?
Hi.
It's high. What happened to the I sound?
It
turned long. Why did it turn into the I sound? What did I do to change it?
He took and then it turned so it could make the long sound.
Very good.
So it's a long sound, you just gotta put a real straight because
Right.
if you do that, you know it's a long vowel and your long.
Very good.
It's showing you that's a long vowel.
Very good. So what syllable is this type? What type of syllable?
Closed.
Closed. And this is an open syllable. So this is going to help you when you get to big words. We're really just talking about closed syllables today, but I did want you to see the difference, okay? We are going to try a couple more examples. Write the letters and don't blurt out the word. K-I, I know you know this one. K-I. K-I-T-T-E-N.
I already know this one. Oh yeah.
This will help you spell as well, Caslin, because I saw you try to put an I there. Right? But we got to listen for that sound. Not I. Okay? All right. So,
Go ahead of us, Kathy. I
I know, right? Getting all ahead of us. This helps you not only read, but it also helps you to spell. If you can learn what the sounds of the vowels make, it'll help you spell a lot better. Okay, so how many vowels do we have in this word? Two. Okay, 2 vowels. Do we have 2 consonants together next to those vowels?
Yes.
What 2 consonants?
T.
T. So that's where we draw our line, right? Between the 2 consonants. Okay? Now, there's a consonant behind this vowel. So what kind of syllable do we have here? Closed syllable. Very good. It's closed. So what sound does the I make? It. Okay? And look at the second syllable. Do we have a consonant behind the vowel? Okay. So what is it going to make the E sound like? Eh. Okay? Kitten. A lot of times we say kitten, and that makes us want to put an I here. But it's actually pronounced kitten. Okay. Oh, we will talk about that later. Now, we're practicing with 2 syllables. Did you know that you can do the same thing if there's 3 syllables or 4 syllables?
Oh, about 5 syllables.
Yes, you can break it down into syllables to help you figure out what that word says. You can also spell your words syllable by syllable. Okay, so here's what I want you to try to do, and I want you to think about the closed vowel rule. Listen carefully. Listen carefully and focus. Okay, I want you to try to spell the word napkin using the closed vowel rule. Napkin. I used a napkin to wipe my face. We haven't practiced this word at all. Okay, now when there are 2 vowels together, it's not going to make the short vowel sound. It's going to make the long vowel sound. It has to be a consonant, a vowel, 1 vowel, and a consonant. So think about that. What consonant, what vowel, and what consonant for that first syllable. Break it down. Clap it out. Napkin. So how many vowels are you going to have?
2.
Okay. Now, let's think about the first syllable. What does the first syllable say? Nap. So what are your letters? N, A. Okay. Now we're going to look at the second syllable. Kin. 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 There we go.
That was easy.
That was easy.
Yeah.
See how, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You have a C and an E. Napkin.
Oh.
Now, there's a rule to figure out whether it's a C or a K. But you were hearing the wrong vowel sound. You were hearing a ken, and it's kin. Do you hear that there's a very subtle difference there, isn't there? Yes, there's an I. Yes, I understand, but we're going to learn some rules about that later on down the line, okay? We got to start somewhere, and this is where we're going to start. Okay, how about if you try to spell the word... No, you don't have to.
What about that?
I want you to spell the word content. 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 Okay? Clap it out. Content. How many vowels?
2.
2 vowels. So how many syllables?
2.
2. I mean, 2 syllables, so 2 vowels, right? Okay. Hold on.
2.
Oh, you did? Okay, hide it up. Go ahead and spell it out, and then let's talk about how we spelled it. Content. Content.
I feel like I'm in a PB&J.
You don't have to. You don't have to. let's say the sounds. Content. On. You're saying on. And remember, there's only one vowel. Tent. Very good. Okay, so the first letter in the word content is actually a C, but at least you're getting the sound right? Okay, and I noticed that you started with the vowel sound U, but once I said it to you again, so we need to practice the sounds of those vowels, don't we? Okay, on your whiteboards, I want you to write me an exit ticket. We would call it a DAQ. Okay.
Oh.
I want you to tell me. Y'all can separate a little bit, but just definitely don't show your faces, okay? I want you to write for me. Tell me, what did we talk about today? And what is the rule? I want you to tell me what we talked about today and tell me what the rule is. What type of syllable did we talk about today, and what is the rule for that syllable? Okay? And use sentences. We talked about, always use full sentences, baby girl. Always. We talked about, or we learned about, what type of syllables, and what is the rule for that syllable? It's okay, hustle it so we can get you to specials. What was the type of syllable that we talked about? What was the name of it? Blank syllables. What did we call them? Okay, we talked about closed what? Okay, we talked about some type of syllable. What was it called? And what is the rule? That's what we need to work on, responding to our learning with writing. We talked about what and what's the rule. We talked about, do you remember what type of syllables we talked about? Okay, put your pens down because this is disastrous. We talked about what type of syllables, guys. Sit down. What type of, what?
Closed.
A closed syllable.
Yeah.
So that's what I was looking for. We talked about closed syllables, not consonants, sweetheart. We talked about closed syllables, okay? What's the rule? We're just not going to do that right now. What's the rule on closed syllables? What's the rule on closed syllables? A what? What do we have to have a closed syllable? So this is part of the learning that we're missing, guys. When we're finished learning, you have to tell me what you learned. Or otherwise I know that you're not really fully engaged, right? Hold on. I need Alberto to tell me some stuff. What is the rule on closed syllables that we have to remember all the time?
That it's a consonant.
A consonant where? Where is the consonant in the word?
In a short word.
Okay, where's the consonant? Where are the vowel and the consonant together? Put your pens down. Just put your pens down. Let's just talk about it, okay? Because put your lid on that. Okay? Let's talk about where does the consonant have to be when it comes to a vowel? Is the consonant in front of the vowel or is it behind the vowel?
Behind.
Okay. The consonant is behind the vowel. That's how we know it's a what? What type of syllable, honey? What type of syllable has a vowel with a consonant behind it? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
A closed syllable?
A closed syllable. Okay, you've got to remember this, Alberto, okay? A closed syllable is a vowel with a consonant behind it. Okay? That's all. That's what I wanted you to tell me. You don't have to write it down. Okay? But you do need to remember this. So we're going to talk about this again tomorrow. Okay? Because I want you to learn this and learn it and learn it. But I need you to focus while we're learning this together because I'm going to ask you to tell me what we learned today. I'm going to do that every day, right? We do that with our DAQ, and we're going to start doing that in small group time, okay? Because I'm going to have you tell me what we learned so I know that you're paying attention, okay? So it's whose responsibility is it to remember closed vowels? Yeah, and I ask you about it tomorrow, okay? All right, guys, y'all have to go to specials. I need to stop this.